This is so special. My name is Kimberly Sanders, and I've been on the forefront of thinking about the planet and plastic and just loving the idea of picking up plastic. It's always been something that I have been like leading the way. We had at Burning Man every single year, I was always a part of taking the lead of the recycle and trash and all of it. I'm paying $18 a month for a company here to have the plastic be picked up from my house so we're not just throwing it in the landfill again, but to know that we have a company that's taking the plastic off the planet and turning it into something that can be used rather than taking the crude oil out of the earth. And we have a master at explaining all of this on the line with us, Mr. Dalton J. Kelsey. And just so excited to have this call happen with so many people that care. So take it away, and I'll be so grateful to hear everything that you can share with these amazing ladies.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here with some fellow change makers and people who just care about cleaning up this next biggest crisis that we have on the planet. My name is Dalton and I'm South African. I am living in Bali at the moment where the plastic trash is rife. And I think they came up with plastic pollution. It must be. They're just so
Oh,
good at it. Um, but it's an honor to be a part of this project. I have only been in it for a year and a half, but it has been the most exciting year and a half of my life in terms of putting my heart and my care into a project that actually rewards you for the level of care that you give. It directly relates your level of care and what you get supported with financially. So it's super unique. What we have here is a company that is doing amazing things, is doing real world stuff, cleaning up the planet, recycling the plastic into a bio oil, which is then sold back to the plastic manufacturers. So we're closing the loop. We're creating circular economy. We're not just cleaning up and we're not just offering plastic credits. We're actually creating circular economy only because the plastics are not going to stop being made tomorrow, right? It's a bit unrealistic to say that it's all going to come to a halt tomorrow, even though we would like that, and we can't wait for that. But we gotta be creative. We have to offer a stepping stone, and that's what Corsair has come up with. And an absolute genius business model that is a win-win for everyone, the planet, the animals, the local communities on the ground, as well as the online communities, us, and we are the voice of the industrial mission. But they also offer solutions to the corporations, which have to start taking accountability and start cleaning up after themselves. And laws are being put into place to push them, and so are their consumers pushing them to take responsibility. And there's two laws. One law is that they have to use recycled products now, a certain percentage, to make new products. Second law is they have to offset the amount of plastic waste that they send out into the world every year. They have to offset that. So uh, yeah, we're offering solutions. There's wins all around. It's amazing. It's epic. So I can't wait to get into this with you guys, and also show you why we're different in comparison to other network marketing companies. I'm aware that many of you are in network marketing companies already. So can't wait to share what makes us unique. And Kimberly, would you like to share anything more before we get into a presentation or? Okie dokie. Can you make me host so that I can share my screen? There we go. Okay, you guys can see my screen. Awesome, awesome. So I love this statement. When I first joined the project, I said a prayer and I had lost everything. And it was due to just people who are not in their heart as much as they preach to the world. And I was very disappointed with the spiritual community and just the circles I was in. And I said I'm ready for serving in a bigger way. I'm ready for grounded and grounded relations and people that are actually going to just thanks, Lauren. Um, I'm ready for family. Like I want something real, you know. I'm tired of being disappointed with the world. So literally the next day, and it was my 33rd birthday, I saw a post about this project and I thought, very interesting. I will have a listen. Uh, and 7 days later was the presentation, and I showed up for the presentation, and it was the presenter's 33rd birthday as well. So I thought, okay, very interesting. I'm listening even more than before. And then I saw this quote in the presentation, and I thought, okay, someone's listening to my prayers. Uh, so my ears were glued. Uh, and yeah, this statement is very true, isn't it? We really do borrow it from our children and not inherit it from the ancestors. So let's start off with some interesting numbers, guys. I don't think we need to be convinced that there's a plastic problem, right? But what's interesting here is that did you know that 5 million tons or even 5 billion kilograms of plastic waste is produced every single year when the entire weight of humanity is only 320 billion kilos or 320 million tons. So every year we're producing more weight of plastic than there is humans every single year. That is absolutely wild. And until 2050, it's not going to slow down. And this is a graph taken from a website that analyzes this stuff. And so it looks kind of scary here if it's really going to triple in production from now till 2050. But as disappointing as that may seem, it does kind of excite me a little bit because it does show us that we need a real solution now. Like there's no ignoring this anymore, right? They've ignored it for far too long, and no one's known what to do with the plastic. No one wants to touch the plastic, and there hasn't been a real solution, and we really have one. So uh, we're calling this the golden age of plastic recycling, and I'll share a bit about our win-win-win solution. First of all, let's do a quick overview of the business model. So we have the plastic waste everywhere. Corsair, the recycling company, offers an infinite recycling method, which simply means that we can recycle the same pile of trash again and again and again and put it into its base form, which is oil, which can be used again to make new plastic products. If you're familiar with plastic recycling and the mechanical recycling where they break plastic up into little pellets, that can only be recycled like 3 times or so before that plastic loses its ability to be quality plastic. So the other forms, the other methods have a limit on it. Ours doesn't. So clean up what's there, recycle it into the oil. We sell our oil then to the plastic manufacturers and petrochemical industries like Shell. Shell is not a nice name, right? They haven't done the best things for the environment in the past. But what's interesting is we have something that they need and nobody has. And I'll explain more about this later on. We really have a quality product that no one's been able to make from pollution before, thanks to our unique method and our system. Our form of plastic recycling, our method is not a new method. It's been around for 17 years. People have been trying to do this for 17 years, and we're the first to finally figure out how to make it clean enough to be reused for plastic. So that's one huge thing that is really our foundation here, and that is an industrial model. And this network marketing system is put on top of, for the first time, an industrial company. It's never been done before. So this plastic to oil situation is already $1 million business already. However, our company thought of making how to make a second layer of millions from the same pile of trash, and that is to sell the service of cleaning up plastic on behalf of the public and corporations. So we were cleaning it up anyway, but now we're selling that service of cleaning it up, and we've got 2 layers of millions coming in from the same process, the same pile of trash. So that's pretty genius. Another quick run through here of the industrial side real quick. Circular economy is our real focus. Clean up what's there, put it into recycling, into oil, sell it to the petrochemical companies making plastic products. We do not want to support the fuel industry. I want to make that clear. However, fuel companies like Shell are also responsible for making virgin material for plastic manufacturers, which is the clear pellets that companies will buy and melt down into their products. We are not supporting the fuel because that's not circular. Fuel is just being burnt. So here's our incredible, charismatic, juicy Celeranta, which you'll see more of soon enough. He's shaking hands with the general manager of Shell and circular economy. And we've been with Shell Asia for, I think we're going on 2 years now, I believe. And yeah, over a year and a half we've been with them. And we just in September last year, we expanded to supplying Shell Europe as well. So that's really, really cool for us. We're really happy about that. And to close that section off for a moment, that is the industrial side. And that is kind of happening at the base and the foundation and doesn't really have anything to do with us. So where we come in is the service of the cleanup, which is the community aspect and offsetting the public's plastic footprint as well as corporations. And how it works is, and we're calling it a collaborative cleanup by individuals and companies. How it works is we as customers can place an order through Amplivo, which is the marketing division of the recycling company, Corsair. Amplivo stands for Amplify Voice. So we are the voice of the industrial mission to rid the planet of the plague that's plastic pollution. And we make an order, say, I want to put 5K down, I want to clean up a bunch of plastic. They send the order into Corsair, and Corsair cleans up on my behalf and recycles it into oil, sells the oil to Shell. But this is not a charity. I actually receive a valuable asset in return, which is a CSR plastic credit, which is very interesting. We've heard of credits before. We've heard of carbon credits. Carbon credits had a few questionable factors to it. However, again, we are making sure there's no funny business here with the plastic credit because we're on blockchain. And the only reason why our credits are on blockchain is because of its security and traceability and transparency. So no one can lie. There's no greenwashing happening here because the blockchain um, keeps that from happening. Disclaimer, we're not a cryptocurrency. We're not connected to Bitcoin and the rest of the market. Our plastic credit is just using the blockchain on a separate, it's like a utility token. These credits are created through the recycling process and they are destroyed when corporations offset their plastic footprint. So it's kind of like an electricity credit. It's created and destroyed. It's just for utility. So here's the drum roll because it's my most favorite part of this entire thing is that so now we've made an order. Public have contributed to plastic cleanup. Corsair recycles. They give you in return the same amount worth of credits as whatever your contribution was. And we are not the end user of these credits. Who are the end users? The plastic manufacturers, the consumer brands. And again, there's laws that are pushing them to offset their plastic footprints as well as use recycled product, which we've helped already with the oil, right? So we're covering both factors here, but the corporations have to now offset their plastic footprint and buy plastic credits. So how does this work? They approach Corsair. They share that they want to offset, let's say, 10,000 tons for the year of plastic products that they make. And Corsair says, all right, great. And Corsair guides them through a process where they purchase these plastic credits from a digital exchange. Okay. But now between us, what the corporations don't realize is that the plastic credits there on that digital exchange belong to us, the people who have cleaned up, the people who have made cleanup orders and received their plastic credits once their plastic order was processed. We're the ones who sell our plastic credits on that exchange. So there's a bit of a Robin Hood thing going on here. There's a redistribution of wealth from the corporations back to the people. Again, the corporations are being pushed by law to offset. They kind of have to do it. It's not fully implemented yet, but more and more, it's getting more tight, these regulations. And we're before an entire market. We're before the wave. Imagine getting into carbon credits before that market began. So that's extremely exciting because timing is everything, right? So it's a mouthful, but here's what it looks like with the corporations who want to offset their plastic footprint. This is an Italian mozzarella brand. They came and offset themselves. They bought X amount of CSRs there, it says on the certificate. And they are now taken and put into a burn wallet. This is important to understand that the plastic credits that the corporates buy to offset are destroyed. They can never, ever resell these for a profit later on. We do not want the corporates profiting from this. We're helping fund the cleanup, and then we're waiting to receive the plastic credits, and we're selling it to the corporates, but the corporates can't sell it at a profit. There is a certificate that they receive once their credits are destroyed. And there's a barcode here, which anyone can scan, and it takes them to the blockchain transaction where this transaction happened. Um, Again, anti-greenwashing, fantastic. So we now already have multi-billion dollar groups with us, BDMS hospital chain in Thailand, as well as Diversey, a luxury cleaning hotel product. You see it on the little cleaning trolleys outside the rooms when they're getting cleaned. Loxley Bottle Company in Thailand. And just to add that there is another big bottle company that is about to pronounce or announce their collaboration with us. I've signed an NDA, so I can't share that yet, but it's big. It's one of the top bottle brands, and just like you'll see here with the five-star hotels, there you go. Once one joins, many follow. Once there's a solution that again is needed and these guys have to abide by or abide with, then they're just going to follow. So we can't wait for that big announcement. We also have some other big oil companies alongside Shell that are also signed with us and going to be announced soon. And that also is great because we're not reliant on Shell. Our CEO, Juicy, does not want us to be reliable on one oil off-taker. So even though they're willing to pay us everything we want and take all our oil, he's a smart man, and he said he limits everybody's product that they receive so that we can be more stable, more secure, and yeah. So 2 ways to earn, not just one, 2 ways to earn. First way is passively, where every one of us can make an order, and that order is processed. Plastic is cleaned up and recycled on our behalf. We receive our plastic credits. And by the way, we receive them at a discount for doing a plastic cleanup versus the value that they are on the public market where we sell them. We get them at a discount. So at the moment, it's 3 to 4 times cheaper, the plastic credits we receive through this plastic cleanup service, than what they're sold on the public market right now today. However, it wouldn't be sustainable if we could all just put 10K, 50K even. We have people who've done more than that, by the way, but it wouldn't be sustainable if they bought that, got these discounted price, and then immediately went and sold yesterday, right? So the company was very clever and they said, all right, so to avoid that, let's attach the distribution of the plastic credits to the actual physical cleanup and recycling of that person's order, which can't be done tomorrow either, right? So there's a bit of a delay, and there's a tracking system. There's a tracking process that we can see where our order cleaned up. Very cool. They're still busy implementing more of how we can have that on an app and keep track of that. That's going to be really cool once the app comes out. But yeah, so there's a little delay, but you're getting it at a discount, and there's already profit margin. If nothing happened in the market price, from now till you get all your plastic credits, you're still making a profit. And that's regardless of this plastic credit market actually beginning and becoming something. The carbon credit market, once the laws were implemented, in 5 years, the value of carbon credits went up 40 times, 40. So imagine your contribution value and your plastic credits going up 40 times. Plus, you got them at a discount because you didn't just buy and trade them on the public market. You did something good. You cleaned up. So people can go and trade this on the blockchain, but they're not cleaning up. and they're not getting a discount. They're paying full price. So that's a beautiful incentive for people to rather clean up, rather do good, and then you get a discount as well. So that's your first layer of earning, and that's not immediate. Of course, there's a delay, like I said. And anyone and everyone can take advantage of this, whether they are CEOs, whether they are entrepreneurs, whether they're environmentalists, or whether they would like to build a team. Anyone can do this, but it's important to understand that uh, they don't have to recruit people or grow the project in order to take advantage of that first option. The second layer of earning is the active participation and becoming an independent partner and spread the word and help the project grow and earn an extra layer of income on top of the first layer. And the second layer is more immediate. Payday is every Saturday. So you get paid weekly, which is fun. And yeah, that's two layers of earning with us. So that is it in a nutshell. All right. And I would be happy to open up for some questions. I would like to also show you real quick something that is valuable to those of us uh, who really do care. We want to know all the goodness in the background of why we are as epic as we say we are. We are certified by the ISCC, that stands for International Sustainability and Carbon Certification. That means that we are not polluting the air through our procedures. And I just want to show you our certificate here. And you can find it on their website if you go to certifications and you type in Corsair. It's very hard to get the certification, but we got it. And we got given it in Finland. So we're set up in Bangkok and Finland. And we're just opening up in the US right now. We have Canada next, and Italy, Holland, Bali, Mexico, and a bunch of places. But we're still pretty new. This is our 6th year, but we are exploding now, and it's so awesome. It's so fantastic. So many people want us to set up facilities in their countries because they've tried for 17 years and they haven't gotten it right. So we really are in such a unique, exciting place. These are what our reactors look like on the left side. And I wanted to share this based on how green we are. So to get this reactor heating up and turning with all the plastic inside, we only use a little bit of electricity just to get it started and turning, which it's little enough to actually get solar panels to do that first part. But once it's a little bit heated, the plastic releases some gases, and that gas is circulated back down and underneath the reactor into the furnace, where it's lit up and combusts and further heats the whole system. So it actually mainly most of the procedure is self-powered, self-heated from the gases that are released from the plastics. And then here is our cleaning system that is almost as big as the reactor itself. And that cleans everything else. I think we clean everything but like 8% of the process, which is nothing compared to any other process of these kinds. and we were way under the mark of the ISCC certification. And we did this in Finland, where their standards are a lot higher as well. We were still way, way under the mark. So we're super green, super clean, and we have a research and development um, facility and machine in Holland, where we are further trying to fine tune, be able to take more plastics, more types of plastics, and just produce even better. And already we're just so incredibly under the mark in terms of pollution and stuff. Here's an interesting quick one I'm throwing in before I open up for questions. This is Shell's website, official Shell's website. And under their business customers page, you will see a timeline where in 2024, Corsair and Shell teamed up. And if I click on that, that literally takes you to our website, which I can give you the link for this anyway. But that's it. I would love to hear from you guys. How was that?
That was so amazing. This is so what I've wished for, and I didn't even know. Thank you so much. I'd love to hear from you, ladies. Any questions?
No, I love everything about this. I don't know if I missed it or didn't cut or it wasn't discussed. Just how do you come into this community?
Yeah, sure, easy. So one just sets up their account. You have a little account, an Amplivo account, and that's where you will make your first contribution for your first plastic cleanup service. And that's where you'll be distributed your plastic credits. And again, that is a passive thing for absolutely anyone and everyone to take advantage of. And then if you want to build, that's the second layer. It's $10 to get a business license, which activates the structure. You enter the commission structure. Cheapest business price ever, 10,
Ever.
10
Yeah.
euros a year. And I wanted to share this with you guys as well. You'll appreciate this, is that our network marketing side, because we already sustain ourselves through the oil sales and the industrial side, we don't depend or rely on the public money coming in from the network and the cleanup service. So we end up being more generous with the commissions. Your first line of invitees, you get 12% of the packages they buy. Your second and third line, you get 8% of all the packages those people buy. This is uni-level, by the way, horizontal. So fourth and fifth layer, you get 5% commissions on those packages. And you can then start unlocking more layers and more percentages as well. But back to what I was sharing is that first of all, you're not obligated to build. That's fantastic. You can still take advantage of the first thing. There is no minimum order. So you don't have to make a specific order in order to start earning commissions. And it gets even better. You don't have to purchase a monthly recurring order like many network marketing companies. You're not obligated to do anything, but you will receive reciprocity for anyone you bring in. Whenever you bring them in, you'll get commissioned for that, compensated. So very cool. And that's how you would enter Candy, just setting up your account and activating your business license.
Thank you so much for that. You know what I love? Well, of
Tell me.
course, saving the planet and recycling plastic, but also sticking it to these companies.
Yeah. Totally. I love this. I love this. And it even gets better. I mean, we're supposed to keep it simple in presentations, but I can't keep it in and I can't help myself because like we have charitable initiatives as well. The public money, because we don't rely on the public money to run our industrial operations, it filters into the charitable projects as well. We pay people in the slums of Bangkok to bring us plastic. We pay them more per kilo than we pay landfills. So why not, you know? And we also have an initiative where we pay the fishermen of Thailand. It's 10,000 boats and over 100,000 fishermen are registered. Uh, we pay them per kilo for the plastic that they catch in their nets so that they don't throw it back over into the ocean. I lived in Thailand for
Wow.
the past 6 years and the beaches are ruined. So it's super cool. We have winning on all layers and the money coming in from the public also go into new facilities as well. So we're popping up like it's like popcorn. Our facilities are literally now, we went from 2 facilities last year. 8 months later, now 9 months later, we have 31 facilities that have begun process. Some are in paperwork stage, some are a little bit more developed, but from 2 last year to 31. And why is because we are inclusive. We want everyone to help us clean the planet. All these companies who've tried to do this for 17 years are like, hey guys, we've tried, we didn't do it. We get paid double the amount for our oil versus the oil that they sell as diesel, as fuel. So of course they want to do what we're doing because you get paid double for the product. So they're like, hey, you guys come here. Here's facilities, here's land. We've tried, show us. And we just split 51-49%. And we're just cookie cut copying and pasting our facilities everywhere. I'm so excited when I speak about this. It's fantastic. Here's another epic number. The 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 demand for the type of oil that we create is last year was 100 billion with a B billion liters per year. And um, the global production of that oil is only 40 million. So it's a wide open market that no one has been able to tap into, and no one's been able to meet the standard of product that's necessary until now. And we're the only ones who've done it. So everyone's like, please come, 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 come. You mentioned USA, Kimberly, in the comments. Juicy, our CEO, he went end of last year and beginning of this year to the US. He was featured live on the New York Stock Exchange talk show. And he had visions standing outside the New York Stock Exchange years ago. And he was like, one day I'm going to be there. Such a beautiful story. He was there live on the show, 10 minutes talk. He shared the project. And basically, he had mayors all over the place calling him in. He went and sat with mayors from so many states. He sat with senators and congressmen. And they are drooling over what we have because, again, we're offering something that just hasn't been able to be done yet. And we were received so well in the US that we're moving our European headquarters to the US, and not one in every state, but the projection and the goal, because of how well we were received, is we're going to have at least 3 facilities in every state of the US. Yeehaw! So yeah, it's so awesome. It's such an exciting time. And again, we're before the wave. We're like getting into Apple when Steve Jobs was in his garage. Like that's literally what we're looking at here. We're looking at like a, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna calm down. Any more questions? I'd love to hear. I was gonna ask what you guys loved best, so thank, or Candy can go. Yeah.
I'll go again. I'm just so glad I didn't know this. I mean, I knew that there was a company, but this is big. This is a global effort. I think this is tremendous. We are in trouble. The world is in trouble.
Yeah.
And so I totally love this. And I can see that going to 31 already, there's massive momentum.
I have goosebumps. And we're
Yeah.
we're just getting started. We're just getting started. We have Dubai already in process as well. We have Croatia as well. Dubai is huge. I forgot to mention those. And again, yeah, just we're just getting started. Just to go back to Candy's comment about how big it is. Um, Check this out. This is a plastic litigation tracker website which shows us the open court cases for huge corporations. Here's PepsiCo right here. There's
Wow.
Coca-Cola in here and a bunch of others. And by the way, there are many pages here. So you can see here, there's many pages, and these are open court cases. So the thing is, these guys have needed a solution to get out of court for a long time. And they haven't had a solution until now. Here's Coca-Cola right here. And again, the consumers these days are not taking it anymore. They're holding these companies accountable. We want to support companies that are actually giving back and doing good. So again, we're built on an epic problem on many layers.
What are
And
these
I'm going to
lawsuits about
plastic litigation tracker. So it's all to do with the pollution, plastic pollution.
with the pollution?
Wow.
Yeah. Um, I'm going to throw this in real quick.
That's great. They're being held accountable.
Yeah. And it's about time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just some more again with the disclaimers, we're not financial advisors, all of this stuff. We're not selling a financial product. We're not selling plastic credits, just to be clear. We're selling a plastic cleanup service for anyone and everyone to contribute to plastic cleanup. And you get the plastic credits as a digital receipt and a proof that your order has been cleaned up and has been recycled. And that receipt, that digital proof, the plastic credit, just happens to have a value and it's on the blockchain and you happen to get it at a discount. So you just happen to make a profit when you sell it on the public market. But we're not selling a financial product. That's important. If you're going to be building, you need to, and you will. You'll see this all. There's free trainings. We have an amazing community, guys. It's so fantastic. Like there's shamans and energy workers and healers and even bankers and ex-tennis coaches and all kinds of people from all over the world, from all different industries, and they all share a similar vision for the world. It's time to do good. It's time to give back. Even better if we can get paid for it. Why shouldn't we get paid for doing good? I said that before, but now's the time. This is the time. It's a paradigm shift completely, where we can be honored for our doing good. But this is interesting just to consider. There's never any promises, right, guys? But I'm just showing you things that have happened in the past. This is the carbon credit market. After the laws and regulations, 5 years later, the price of carbon credits was 40 times. So imagine your contribution now going up 40 times over the next 5 years. Of course, the longer you wait, the tighter the regulations get, and the more money this market has in it. So we could see something similar to what happened here with the carbon credit market. And we are here with the plastic credit market now. We're just before regulations begin. Again, we can't ignore this problem. It doesn't matter who's the president. No one can ignore this, and we need to fix it. So some people say, yeah, but what about if Trump goes out of presidency or someone else comes in? It doesn't really matter if you ask me. It's solid. It's not like carbon. We don't know what's happening in the air, and like we can't measure it. This is solid. We can see it, we can smell it, we can feel it with our hands. And it's exciting to be ahead of this big wave. Some more international context. The UN has been pushing for a treaty against plastic pollution. So they're looking for solutions. They're trying to get the countries to now really tighten up with the regulations. And I'll show you one at the end who's already started. The Philippines has already started, but we're following in their footsteps. The UN's pushing. The World Bank has put in $100 million in bonds into the plastic credit market just last year in February. Now, I don't know what you believe, but personally, I don't believe that the banks gamble, and I don't think they take chances. I think they know exactly what markets are on their way. They know exactly where to put their money to benefit from it before it happens, right? They're in bed with the market makers. They know everything that's coming. So that's very, very exciting to see that they're supporting plastic credits. Here's another nasty name, World Economic Forum. However, we know that they are market makers, whether it's global warming, whether it's carbon credits. They create whatever market they want to benefit off of. And here's an article where they're talking about plastic credits. Fantastic for us. We're not supporting them. We're not working with them. We just know what they're doing. And our CEO saw this coming 5 years ago. He knew that they were going to do the same thing as they did with carbon credits. And he said, how can we surf their wave? They're doing it for their own selfish reasons. Right, but how can we ride that wave while doing something good for the planet? And then he created this. Best intuition of his life, I'm telling you. And Philippines is the first country to make plastic neutrality mandatory. So that's really exciting. We're following in their footsteps. Oh, so Thomas and we jumped on ChatGPT and we said, all right, ChatGPT, considering all of these articles and what's happened in the past and who's doing what and blah, 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 we put all the information that we're learning about the plastic credits, the plastic industry into ChatGPT and asked for a prediction of what the plastic credit market could become in 2030. Like we saw with the carbon credit graph before, right? So we asked for a conservative and a probable and an ambitious market projection. Conservative being 21, still not a bad return, right? Probable, a 93 times return, and an ambitious one being a big old 333. So that's just interesting, whether we're even just looking at the conservative thing. And very exciting as well. And I will send all of you this plastic credit position paper, which will give you more context of what's happening in the world around plastic credits and what's coming. And again, it'll just highlight what Candy said, how big this actually is and what's on its way. And we're first to the table. So Here's a prediction of the market size again, just in a different view. And what we stated here at the bottom, target market share for the CSR plastic credit, we're only targeting to take 10% of the worldwide market of plastic credits. Now, let me just say that oh gosh, please tell me. Oh, I have been sharing my screen. Thank goodness. Wow. So what's interesting is we plan to take 10% of the plastic credit market, but it just happens that we are already the most widely used plastic credit on the planet. Unlike other plastic credit companies, we have a worldwide network. We have multi-billion-dollar corporations that are partnered with us already. Unlike the other plastic credit companies, we're creating circular economy. We're doing something good for the planet. We're making a product. We're making an oil. We are cheaper than any other plastic credit. And because we're on blockchain and we mint as many plastic credits as we need through this cleanup service that we're offering, we generate plastic credits from the cleanup and recycling process. We have then capacity to have as many plastic credits as we need to offset the big companies like the names we saw there. Other plastic credits companies are more local. They're helping their local businesses. It's more hand-to-hand type of stuff, and they don't have the quantity or capacity to help the large multinational companies, and we do. We are here for the big companies, and we have that capacity. So there's already 5 reasons why we're better than any other plastic credit company. And we're more developed. We've been going for longer. There's 6. And we only need 10% of the worldwide market to smash all of our goals. So it's really modest if you ask me, but again, no promises. I'm just sharing some very interesting facts that paint a very interesting picture for us. I wanted to just touch on one thing that could be misunderstood. Is and I think it was you, Rachel, who mentioned, the network, are not approaching corporations. If you do have family members and friends and ex-colleagues that you would like to help their company go plastic neutral, we can offset, you can help them with that. But it's not built in our commission structure yet to help corporations. They usually will just approach Corsair, and then Corsair will guide them to buy plastic credits from the market. It's not a focus, I'll say that one more time, but I think it's possible that you might be able to get compensation for that. But again, it's not part of our commission structure, and it's not our goal.
It's okay, because I'm happy to do it for free.
Again?
I'm happy to make connections for free if possible. I just, it's just a good cause.
I think hold out on that, because they may very well add it to the commission structure later on. We're still very early, and again, these corporations are all doing it voluntarily at the moment, and no one is fully having to do it by law. So a lot of them are procrastinating. All good, doesn't matter. It just shows how early we are.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're sharing the cleanup service for the public and growing the network, because through the network, yes, we're meeting people who want us to put a facility now in their state or their country. So a lot is happening in the background, but our focus stays with just building the network, and everything else follows in the next short while. But yeah, we're selling a plastic cleanup service. putting your money to work in a good cause, cleaning up the future for the future generations. One last thing I wanted to add in to this recording, guys, is when we're talking about network marketing companies, what I really love about this one is that unlike companies with products that have a price limit to those products, someone can only order as much products as they can order, even if they stock up. That's all they can buy. The product has a price. And with this service, the plastic cleanup service, there is no limit to how much someone can spend. One person can spend up to 100,000 euros on one package, one person, and make a huge difference for the planet. And amazing. And of course, they're not doing it for charity, but they can earn a lot more in return. So it's incentivized doing good. I love that. And there was one more thing. Excuse me. I wanted to share that also what this does is it opens up a whole new caliber of clientele, people that you may not have thought of before. Maybe they're not interested in products, but they're business people, they're entrepreneurs, they're investor types. Again, we're not selling a financial product. This is not investment. However, it does kind of end up working like one, but there's CEOs that like money. And one thing that I really love about this is that it doesn't matter who these people are. It doesn't matter actually if they care about the planet or not. They just might want to make a shit ton of money more and looking for a good way and an innovative way to do it. Great, we welcome them. Come receive, you'll make your millions, we don't care. But the planet's winning by them putting their money here, and the locals are winning, and the whole win-win system and ecosystem that I explained earlier, everyone wins. So I've loved how that has opened up myself to all kinds of people and larger fish, you could say. And there really is something in it for absolutely everyone. It's easy. Anyone can do it. And even if you don't have an income at all, you can still start generating an income. And all the way up to the people who have too much money. We have something for everyone. So yeah, that's all I wanted to add. Thank you.